watched 20 to 11. Now you're going to watch OTTO's top 20 9.9 variants in his collection. That's right, I do have quite a few variants. All mean a lot to me and just important, and I'm going to go over that. And in the first video, when I did 20 to 11, I talked about why they were important and why I liked them. So I hope you enjoyed that. Remember to please comment, thumbs up, share, like all our videos. And hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you got time to spend time with your family. I know with all the restrictions, people are able to FaceTime and do the things that you're supposed to do. But more importantly, be thankful for what we have in front of us. We have our health. We have each other. We have family. That's really what's important. So I wanted to just talk comics. Now, these are all 9.9s. These are all variants. I am going to show you my 10 to 1. I hope I do this right. Okay. So, as always, I'm OTTO, and welcome to the Grotto. Here we go. Number 10. Marvel Comics, number 1. No, I'm sorry. Fantastic Four, number 1. Not that Fantastic Four, number 1. 9.8. This is the Kirby variant. This is the Hidden Gem variant. And look at it. Oh, classic Kirby. Pre-Joe Sinnott. Kirby did everything. Now, I have the black and white, which is a little bit of a higher ratio, Dave in a Cave, than this, but it only came back at 9.6. And if I put a 9.6 in my 9.8 video, we wouldn't have linear. But god darn, look at this. Oh, classic. Oh, why couldn't CGC just do the label differently for me? Okay, next one. Another Kirby cover, right? I love this book. It's a 9.8. It's the Fallen, the Kirby variant. It's the front page. It's the front cover to Hulk 1 that they put on this. And I know the cranky Canadian doesn't like this, but I do because it's Kirby and it's Hulk. And I don't own a Hulk 1, and I might not ever, but look at this. Look at that. Beautiful Kirby art. Gray Hulk. Classic Kirby. Classic haircut. Absolutely love it. Now, old book. But we have new stuff also. Yes, that's right. So, my favorite villain, my favorite DC villain is probably Black Adam and Sinestro, right? 1 and 1A. But as a child of Batman and as a fan of Batman growing up, I cannot be but a Joker fan. So, I'm a huge Joker fan. I thought Heath Ledger did a great job. I thought the suit. Jack is probably my favorite. Actually, Cesar Romero is my favorite. Let's get that straight, because that's what I grew up to. But I am going to throw this in at number 9. Okay, this is the Batman 95. This is the Jimenez variant, and this is a really cool version of Joker. Purple suit, green hair, classic. Very reminiscent of Cesar Romero. So that's why I picked this in at number 9 and didn't want it to be excluded. So I love these. I picked up a lot of these. Don't have them all, but I picked up some of them. All right. Next one. Mark Brooks cover. Homage to a very, very underrated anniversary issue of X-Men 150. Okay, now I want you to, all you comic fans, think back to X-Men 150. Who was on the cover? Dr. Doom. Holding Storm. Then Star Wars came out with this. It's a Darth Vader variant. It's Mark Brooks. I have both of them in a 9.8, just so you know, so I display them back to back because I love my toys. And here we go. This is Darth Vader number 1. This is the Mark Brooks cover. Oh, I apologize. I just screwed up. It's not X-Men 150. X-Men 150 has Magneto and Cyclops on the cover going at it. I apologize. This was X-Men 144, 145. And here it is. The vintage cover. Now, this book was very difficult to grade, I believe, because it's very rustic. It's got, like, you know, the fake rips on the top. So the graders had to be very careful with this. And this is a Mark Brooks cover. Mark Brooks has a very unique signature down there. Just really, really cool. So, you know what? It's live. I'm not cutting up this video. I'm not going to put this in the outtake. So, you know, people make mistakes, but isn't that great? All right. All right. Number 6, a book that I had in my collection for a long time. It's a J. Scott Campbell book. It's an X-Force book. Now, growing up, I'm an X-Men fan. All right. I'm a Super Friends, Justice League fan. Then I got introduced to the X-Men. Probably around the Hellfire Club is when I started finding that. And, you know, Wolverine, all his character. And I bought everything that the X-Men were in the late 80s. And, but this was a sick cover. And I really am digging X-Force. You know, X-Force is Archangel, Deadpool, Weapon X, you've got, or Wolverine, you've got Phantom X, and you've got Psylocke. And I had this book for a long time, and I think I paid 3 or 4 years ago, I think I paid like $70, $80 for a variant. Now, that's when I started getting back into the game, and for me to pay $80 for a variant was a lot of money. I would drop $800 on the Silver Age book, but $80 on a variant, But it came back in 9.8. Very happy to have it. 2010, the J. Scott Campbell, the Rick Remender story. So my boy X-Men Mike turned me on to the Remender X-Force. It's fantastic. So there you go. Coming in at, God, I hope my number's right, number 5. Yes. All right, now, shout out to Rocket Comics, our presser, our sponsor. Got me this at C2E2 of 2020. The only con that really happened this year. A big con, I should say. There are like smaller cons. Not saying anything about smaller cons by any means, but big cons. C2E2, Seattle, terrific con, blah, blah, blah. This was only one of 3,000. This is the John Tyler Christopher variant. This is the negative space variant. This is the Wolverine. Rocket Comics knew I was a fan. He picked me one up. It's a 9.8. It's staying in my collection, not going anywhere. I would never sell something that was gifted to me. So yeah. So here we go. Only limited to 3,000. So cool. I think it's going for a good penny now on eBay. Don't know, but shout out to our sponsor, Rocket Comics. Now, Adam Hughes. I don't have a lot of Adam Hughes stuff. I bought this book from Zap Comics in New Jersey. Current. I mean, I probably bought this within 2 or 3 years, and I saw what variants were going, and I wanted this one because I like different characters. I like villains. I like female villains, and Hela was sick. All right, Hela was a great villain. Not to mention my mother's name was Helen, or Helene, as we said in German. But so I've always felt, hey, not that my mother was a villain. My mother was a saint, to be honest with you. She was an angel. But I've always liked the villains, and especially the female villains. So this is the Mighty Thor 700, done by Adam Hughes, and it came back in 9.8. I love it. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely love this book. Love this cover. I display it all the time. So yeah. All right. 3 more to go. 3 to go. 3 to go. All right. Now, I'm a Ditko purist. I grew up to Spider-Man and Ditko. I read the first appearance of the Lizard in a reprint a dozen times over. I wish I would have read the Ditko Doctor Strange stuff when I was a kid, but I didn't. But now I'm reading it, and I absolutely love it, and I've been collecting that stuff for fun. You don't always have to collect. You collect what you want to collect. Your money is yours. My money is mine. Their money is theirs. Money is how you want to spend it and how you want to make your collection. So I will never begrudge anybody for certain things that they collect. So that being said, I found this. This is Amazing Spider-Man 798. 789. This came out right around the time where Ditko did pass away. I never had a chance to meet Steve Ditko. He was such a recluse. Years ago, I did a great study on him on Lords of the Long Box, and it was a tribute to Ditko that TiVo and I both did. We talked. He talked more of Doctor Strange. I talked more of Spider-Man. We talked about his Ayn Rand philosophy of life and things that happened to him, and how he would write people letters. And I never wrote him a letter, and I had his address. So people, if you have a chance to meet these people, if you have that urge to send somebody a letter, do that, please, because you never know. I can't tell you in the 3 Men in a Basement world how many times we said, well, I'll do it next time. Herb Trimpe, missed him at Rhode Island Comic-Con. He passes away of cancer. Rich Buckler, I'll talk to him later, passes away. Jimmy Snuka, Roger blows it off at Rhode Island. He leaves, dies a week later. So when you have a chance to meet your heroes and people that are important to you, make that effort, because tomorrow is not promised. All right, 3 to go. Here we go. Oh, I love this book. Oh my God, I love this book. Classic Spider-Man Kirby. Classic Spider-Man Kirby right here. Look at it. Plain white, 9.8. So hard to get it. This is a Steve Ditko cover, the Ditko variant. This is the t-shirt. So when you bought t-shirts in the 80s or even 70s, this is the Spider-Man that was on it. And look at the Spider-Man logo. Classic 8-legged spider right there. This is classic Kirby. Beautiful book. I display this in the grotto all the time. Now, I had to narrow down my list. So I'm going to say this is...
Okay, you watched both videos. In this video, I can't believe I said 9.9s 3 or 4 times, but that's maybe a little foreshadowing of what book it is, and you guys know if you've been following me as of lately, probably what it is. But so this is 2 and 1, or 1 and 2, 1 and 1A, however you want. You know, you're, as Bernie 1869, short box Bernie would say, you can only have 20 in your list. So this is it. So I'm going to show you both books. Both books are interchangeable. One, it's because it's the only one in my collection. Two, it's because it's a very unique cover by my favorite artist, okay? So I'm going to show you both of these right now. And then I'm going to tell you which ones are important. So these are the top variants in my collection, okay? X-Men 1, the Cockrum sketch cover, black and white, okay? My Lady Death variant, 9.9, mints, homage to Shogun Warriors, okay? Now I'm going to tell you, if you don't mind, a little bit about why they're important to me, okay? So this cover is black and white. I've shown this cover many times. This wasn't a comic cover per se, okay, guys? It wasn't a comic cover. It was an advertisement for X-Men 94 or Giant Size X-Men #1 in the magazines where it's like coming up next, okay? And it was by Dave Cockrum. Dave Cockrum was the first comic book artist I ever met when I was 12 years old at the Bookie in East Hartford, Connecticut, okay? So yes, I did meet Dave Cockrum. His style has just been absolutely awesome to me. I absolutely love it. Now, what's really cool about this, to be politically correct, and I will say this, if you can find the original, and I challenge you to do that, Wolverine, and I've said this many times, is actually holding something in his hand. He's just not making that fist. He was holding a Coors Light, and it was evident. And why does it say Coors Light? Because I remember it saying Coors Light and the original, and you can find it. So yes, and this was also the cover of like a compendium of all the X-Men books that I had as a kid because I couldn't afford all the books. So this is a 9.8. This is officially is the Cockrum sketch cover. It's a wraparound sketch cover. It's X-Men 620. It's like a hidden variant or one of those things, you know, but it's absolutely fantastic. Submitted it, came back in 9.8. So this could be 1, it could be 1A, it could be 2, it could be 1, who knows, but top 2. Now, this is the only 9.9 in my collection, and this is why it's number 1. I submitted it. I believe Uncle Frank did his magic. It came back. I'm a huge Shogun Warriors fan. Lady Death, this is only issued through 150 of these through Coffin Comics. Front and back, Shogun Warriors, Lady Death is Ray Dean, and it's just so cool. Only 666 cents. This is the only 9.9 I own in my collection. So that's why both of these make the top 2. All right. So that's it. You've watched my videos. Thank you very much. The next video I'm going to do of this, which will probably be sometime in December, is my top 20 coverless comics. That's right. I've amassed a short box of coverless comics. And what value do they have? They do have some value if you find the right coverless comics. All right. So that being said, thank you for watching 3 Men in a Basement. Thank you for supporting myself, Roger Levesque, Dave in the Cave. Thank you for supporting all the other friends of the channels that I've listed in our description down below. And on behalf of 3 Men in the Basement, I'm Everett Otto. This has been my top 20 CGC 9.8s variants in my comic book collection. So thank you very much for watching. Peace out.